What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Wrong Opinion Podcast, where we talk about everything from anime to trailers to video games. Today, we're mainly covering Shonen Jump and the releases that happened today with Boruto this week and One Piece. We're going to be covering One Piece every single week, but we'll figure out what else we're going to talk about alongside that. With me today, my co-host, Isekai Alex.
What's up?
We're best friends in real life. Some background. We typically argue about pretty much everything, but
Every day.
we're still
Every
friends.
freaking day.
So this should be entertaining for people that like to listen to people
Don't
kill
worry,
each other.
if you're mad at him, I RKO him whenever I want. So, if you want me to, I can do that later.
Yeah, we're going to have some disagreements on One Piece and Boruto today. I'm sure I can guarantee you that. Just some background on us. I'm pretty much quiet. I'm a quieter person. Alex is kind of boisterous. He does have a speech problem because he had a stroke a little while back. So if he has trouble remembering a name or if he has trouble pronouncing a word, that's why. All right, so let's get into One Piece.
Well, to be fair, I'm not perfect
What
in
manga
Japanese
chapter?
either, so
Manga
that's...
chapter 988. We're going to start off with the first topic. Frankie is obviously Yonko level. He just took out Big Mom with his motorcycle of death.
See, obviously you're wrong because Brook is at... His bones are at Yonko level, all right? Like, yo-ho-ho, like, he is... Like, look at him. He just chopped something. He was trying to chop her, and he's just a casualty, okay? Zeus is just a casualty. He was trying to chop her off again. He's still mad that he wasn't able to pierce her last time. He's trying to chop that head right in half.
All I see is Zeus cut in half and Big Mom with a tire mark on her face because she just got KO'd by Frankie the boss.
Exactly. He's just trying to cut her face open again. And then Frankie's just trying to, he's just trying to steal that whole entire Frankie stardom. He just wants to be the star here.
What I find funny is everybody was like, oh, well, who's going to fight King and Queen? It's going to be Zoro and Sanji fighting one of the two. It's like Zoro wasn't even in this chapter. Dude was missing in action.
He's chilling.
I honestly think it's going to be Brooke and Frankie versus Queen or Big Mom, one of the two.
Yeah, I've got a gut feeling that Zoro, he finds randomly wherever he needs to be. Like he's honestly just a Deus Ex Machina here of where you want him to really go. Like, it's always funny that he's over here, oh, he's over there, but he always finds out of the right place. So to me, he's just a Deus Ex Machina thing going on here. So, he could be anywhere he need him, really. So he might be part of it. He might help Sanji. He could just jump up on Kaido before anything else. So, I mean, we'll see with that.
I honestly think it would be sick if we had Brooke and Frankie versus Big Mom, rather than have them fight some lower level person. Have them fight Big Mom, show how strong they are, because we really haven't seen how strong they are post time ship. These guys like little Senior Pink fight. That was really the only fight we've seen Frankie really show his stuff.
Yeah, I would kind of like him to get in on this. I mean, he's been doing great on his building, but he was always a good fighter. I want us to show some more of his fight. I would love that. Now, here's the real thing. Is Zeus dead now? He was literally threatening them with that, just killing them.
That's going to lead to the next topic. If Zeus is dead, that's a huge nerf to Nami. Like, that was like her big power up in the time skip.
So I mean, like, what power up are you talking about specifically?
She stole Zeus from Big Mom. That was a huge power boost. That's literally half of Yonko's power.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's be honest here. Who do you really want to get Big Mom's fruit, though? That's something we really need to talk about. If she actually dies, who do you really hope gets that fruit? My biggest thing is Nami. She already controls weather. Big Mom does that herself. So, like, if she has both of those, she could be stronger than frickin' everybody else on the crew if she gets that fruit.
Well, depending on if Yamato has a fruit or not, her or Carrot would be an ideal candidate because they can actually, fight.
I mean, they can fight, but, I mean, Nami doesn't like fighting. Give her little minions of the weather and attack the weather from away, and they're just going to do it for her. She doesn't even need to be there. You attack, be like, help me! Ah! Run away! And then, boom, they attack. That is the easiest way to make her...
That's true. She could also make homies and fight for her, so she wouldn't have to fight.
Exactly, and there's also the fact that, like, just think about that. Like, she's one of the weakest. She's definitely on the cowardly trio. What are you going to do if Luffy becomes the king? If you're that weak, like, probably the weakest person that we know on his crew was, come on, you know him.
Is Usopp.
Usopp wasn't on that crew. I was talking about in
whose crew?
He's already the king.
Oh, you're talking about Roger's crew.
Yeah, Roger's crew. He's his weakest was Buggy maybe. that we know of. Buggy
Yeah.
or Shanks at the time.
I will
was
not
the
have
weakest.
you besmirch the name of Buggy D. Clown, future king of the pirates.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, man, I think Buggy was the weakest at the time.
Look,
he got sick.
When he bodies Shanks at the end of the series and bodies all the admirals by himself,
I'm cool with that.
you're going to have to apologize for what you're besmirching of the name of Buggy.
You know what? I'm a guy that loves his isekais, and I love it when you start weak and get stronger because you have to work your butt off. I love that. I hate when you're just like automatically, like, I don't hate it, but like I love it. But like I just, my favorite is when they're really weak.
So do you believe Zeus is going to stay dead, or do you think Zeus is going to come back?
I mean, remember, to kill a homie is difficult sometimes. So I mean, he got chopped, but she did what Mama said. So Mama, if she's still alive, she can bring it there. The real question is, what happens if Big Mom dies? Like, does that mean Zeus dies automatically?
Yeah,
or?
he's a piece of her soul.
So that means she would die. So, I mean, I'm okay if he dies as long as Big Mom dies too, if Zeus goes down.
All right, you think Big Mom's going to die? Who do you think's going to kill Big Mom?
I mean, obviously, yo-ho-ho, Brooke, all day, every day. He's got a bone to pick with. So, I mean, I told you, he's trying to chop her head in half. Left to right, chop down, just like, your brains are there. Put a little stabs in that thing, no brain.
I'll tell you what,
out.
this chapter is a nightmare for power scalers.
Oh my goodness, yes.
They go from knowing, well, we know how strong Nami is now with Zeus. Oh, we know how strong Brooke and Frankie are, but how strong is Frankie power scaling when you give him a motorcycle with Brooke on top?
So I mean, like, that's got to be like a nightmare.
And now Nami doesn't have Zeus anymore, so now they have to completely change everything they've talked about before about where they thought the Straw Hats land in the totem pole. And then Sanji. Let's move over to Sanji versus King. Sanji's the strongest Straw Hat other than Luffy, confirmed. At least in my book.
In your book, obviously the strongest is Carrot because she's an honorary mention of she's already part of the crew in my heart, okay? So she's the second. Both of them could get...
Until she officially joins, she won't be the strongest. But once she joins, yes, she will be the strongest.
Okay, I was about to say, because like, she might actually be stronger than Luffy, depending. I haven't seen him just sink the ships. Like, there's so many. Like, think about that. Like, boom, 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 boom. How many did she destroy?
She also has the power of furries on her side. An army of endless fanboys that are furries. And she also has the power of kawaii-ness.
Yeah, she is probably the cutest person on the crew. Like, she's not just trying to be, like, she's not just trying to sell those assets. Yeah, I mean, like, she's just not trying to sell her assets like a terrible person. She's just being funny and cool.
I disagree with you to an extent. Robin, I think, is more attractive, and if Yamato joins, I have to see her color palette first in the anime, but she could potentially outclass Carrot, but Carrot is definitely top 5.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, like, I'm not attracted to any of these, but for me, it's just the way the art is made with it. Carrot has had more taste on the clothes, and I appreciate that because not everyone has to look like a freaking whore or anything. Like, I get it when they're just like, oh yeah, I'm in the beach. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Every other day does not make sense.
It's a Shonen manga. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, but you know, I appreciate when people do that stuff.
My Hero Academia has children in high school, and they still dress like that.
Which is freaking weird on that. Like
Momo,
I have nothing to say.
Momo had her shirt open the entire time.
I have nothing to say about that, man.
All right, well, back on topic. Let's talk about King versus Sanjuro or Sanji.
Are you sure? Because people have some problems with this, that they watch My Hero Academia when they're 30, and they enjoy this. There's a problem about that, but we'll continue.
I thought you weren't going to talk about this.
All right, we'll stop. People got problems.
Well, who do you think's going to win? Or do you think do you think there will be a winner?
All right, so who were we at?
It's Sanji versus King.
Sanji versus King. I mean,
Mr. Pterodactyl, who's already impaled Sanji, apparently.
I mean, it seems like it, but I didn't have any picture. So let's go back over to it. And like, I mean, I don't remember seeing him actually like really go in his body. Like it, like in that's more like I'm holding that so it doesn't actually fully impale him.
He says a big gaping hole in the stomach could kill somebody. Not just a hole. I'll split you in two. Let's see if you can vanish and escape that.
The invisibility is just a visual thing, and I think that's all King talking there.
Yes, and then he slams him into a building.
So Sanji is just holding him and not letting him actually hit him, which is funny because he's actually using his hands because he's got gloves on.
I don't know.
He's a good cook.
They said there's a hole, but I would assume if there's a hole, then Sanji's already lost. So let's just go off of Sanji not having already been killed.
Yeah, because otherwise he's pretty much lost already. Like if he's got that hole, like he's got some endurance, but like Zoro's got more endurance of taking damage than him.
Well, Zoro's being a little pansy and not actually
He is probably thinking about. He is probably drinking. Okay, he's been a samurai. He's enjoying it. He's trying to have a harem. Okay.
Tell you what, I'm
Let him do
excited.
his thing.
I'm really excited to see what Stealth Black Sanji can do in combat, because kind of got blue balled with him versus Page One, where they kind of cut away before we even got to see anything. I heard the anime, they actually animated it, but I haven't watched the anime since like Thriller Bark, because the anime's pacing is garbage.
See, I find it funny, Yamai, though, because I'm just mentioning this over here. Can't you wait? What do you mean? Can I wait? What? Oh, it's like I think he or her, depending on how you prefer to say, I think they is very confused if it wants to be Odin or not. So I don't know.
Let's stay on topic of Sanji versus King.
Okay, all right. I mean, yeah. I think that of the overall fight, I mean, seems like he's using fire in the back. So at this point, I really don't think there's going to be a problem of Sanji with the fire, because he's handled with fire. Like, he handles that all the time on his legs, and he's a cook. So I mean, usually they put that into his ability and his.
My prediction is I think Zoro is going to actually help him fight. I mean, we may possibly even get a King and Queen versus Zoro and Sanji together fight.
Because, Queen's just Queen. Queen does what Queen
also,
does.
the thing is, though, is Queen kind of is on the other side of the room now, because Pterodactyl Man just speared Sanji like he's Edge into a building.
Like, let's be honest, in a realistic fight, I'm going to just spear him anywhere I go. I don't know where my enemy's at. I don't know where my friends are. But this guy that's obviously strong, I'm just going to go put him anywhere I want. This is the smartest thing I've ever done. Totally. It depends on where they show up. Like, that seems to be the worst. I think
we're going to find out quickly enough if Mr. Birdman has an observation hockey or not, because he's going to need it to fight Sanji. Otherwise, Sanji can just stay invisible and kick the crap out of him.
Yeah, the invisibility is just a visual thing. So yeah, observation hockey. Like, if he doesn't have at least a base level where you can know if somebody's behind you, you're done. You're done against Sanji. Like, you have a better shot of fighting Zoro than this, because at least you can see him. I mean, you're still going to get screwed up probably because you don't have it, but hey, it'll happen.
All right, well, on to the topic of Yamato. I'll tell you what, that line about, oh, he's my son, talking about Momo, maybe do a double take and maybe have to read that twice. I thought for a half second that she was literally saying that Momo was her kid, and like she was somehow like Odin's wife.
Yeah, that it's like, yes, I was your wife, and you didn't know about it, and this is me when I'm like at whatever age Yamo's out, like what, 24, 25 right now? I don't
something like that.
Like, it mentioned the name, but I'm not fully sure on that.
But yeah, that was a funny line. I thought, I was like, I had to do a double take because I thought, wait, what? And then I realized, oh wait, she's talking as Odin.
Yeah.
So yes, he is technically her son if she wants to be Odin.
Yeah, I mean technically, and then he's got to deal with. I think Momo might get confused with this.
I think Luffy giving her a nickname. I think that's. I
Helpful.
don't know. That might actually hurt her chances of being the Straw Hats. Do any of the Straw Hats have a nickname from Luffy?
Yeah.
Who?
Frankie had one beforehand.
What is Frankie's other than Big Bro?
I can't remember. He used to call him Robot Man and stuff. He called him a bunch of things, like trying to figure out because he just wanted him in the crew.
Well, I'm talking about after he joined the crew.
Afterwards, he doesn't use
Frankie.
Yeah, he just calls him Frankie.
So it's weird having him give her a nickname if she's gonna he, whatever, Odin. I'm just gonna call her Odin from now on.
Yeah, Odin, Yamo,
when
whatever
Odin
calls
joins
with
the
it.
crew, like if Odin joins the crew, like that's weird because Luffy's really never given a nickname to somebody that has joined the crew. Like he's given nicknames to people like Trafalgar Law. He's given nicknames to Kid, but he's never given one to his actual crew members before. So
well, he did it beforehand for some of them, and then he just gets rid of it instead of being part of it.
He hasn't given a nickname to?
Who?
Carrot.
That is a very good point, and Carrot is the coolest of them.
Put down below in the comment section #Carrot for Straw Hats if you made it this far.
Yeah, that'd be amazing because she deserves it. She deserves to be on it. Should have been on the crew for a while now. So what are we going to next then? I think next we were doing Minks. Let's go Jack versus the Mink Commanders first. That sounds good because, let's be honest, Jack is he sells his loss.
I think Jack is honestly underrated. I think
I
agree with Roger's base when he says that Jack is completely underrated.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. He's Jack the Jobber. Like in WWE, he's just a jobber. He takes
for
loss.
3 to 5 days straight with no sleep against an ever-evolving door of these commanders before.
Okay.
He literally had no sleep, and he kept fighting him, and he still won.
Okay. So, I mean, other people have done that too here.
I'm just saying, now that he's full strength and he's got backup, I think Jack's going to take him out. Although they are Sulong, so that is a little different.
I was about to say, they're in Sulong, and they never fought him on Sulong. They were about to use Sulongs, and then you know what they did? Poison time! He was smart. He used that, but, oh, wait, if you use that poison now, who has a mask now? Nobody. They were drinking.
I hope you know by calling him Jack the Jobber, you're never going to get on Roger's Base's channel now.
That's fine.
His fan base is the Mammoth Boys, and you just offended every single one of them.
How so?
I apologize on behalf of Isekai Alex. His views do not represent the views of the Wrong Opinion.
It's my opinion, and I think he's just kind of jobber. He's lost.
You know, it actually fits the name of the podcast because it is wrong.
Yeah, it is wrong, and you can deal with that. I believe that Jack is just a jobber. Well, like, just say it. Say it 3 times for me. Jack the Jobber. Go ahead and say that, and just tell me how that feels as it rolls out of your mouth, okay? Just how that feels on your tongue, how it feel it roll that, enjoy that, and it's like, yeah, he's Jack the Jobber. It sounds nice, feels nice saying it. You're welcome.
I'm good. What do you think of the Sulong forms and what they look like?
For who?
The Sulong forms.
I'm actually interested with seeing more as it fights, but I think it looks pretty cool already. Like, from what I've seen, its art is so cool, but I've noticed now that the Sulongs have a very, very different form with it, because Carrot was different, more when I watched in the show, it was more like ethereal, almost like looking. This one just kind of looks like badass or dangerous. Like, she looked cool. They just look very, very dangerous people. I don't want to fight that. I don't want to fight that.
I'm very conflicted because on one hand, I think they do look kind of cool, but on the other, they all look like they're on fire, which is like weird and kind of way different than like what Carrot looks like. I prefer what Carrot looked like, honestly, where it looked almost like a Yu Yu Hakusho character.
Yeah, I would definitely say I would love to see this page colored to understand what's really going on with that, because that would help a lot, because they look like they're on fire. So I kind of would like it would help a little bit when with coloring on it. You know what I mean? Like, I could make them all look like freaking fire. Just put some flames on that, but like what do they want it to be? Could really change how it is. So I'm really interested on that color.
The thing that scares me, honestly, the thing that really scares me about this fight is the fact that Kaido's laughing at an army of Sulongs, and he apparently knows what the Sulong is. I mean, he's had experience against it.
I mean,
is he planning on doing what people say? Is he going to blow up the moon like he's Master Roshi?
I mean, it would be a smart move if he can.
That would definitely give Power Scalers another fit if you blow up the moon.
Yes, but who do you think's going to destroy it? I mean, Kaido has a beam almost that he can shoot, so that's almost doable if you want to throw that in there. But if you want Jack to stop being the jobber, I mean, if he destroys the moon, I'll stop calling him, and I'll even apologize for it, honestly, because that's pretty awesome.
If the moon does get destroyed, we're gonna have a moment of silence for Eneru. Poor guy was on the moon building his army when Kaido bore breath into death.
Well, I mean, he's made of electricity.
Everybody wants him to come back so badly, but if he gets blown up on the moon, there ain't no coming back.
Yeah. To be fair, we don't even know if he had hockey. I'm pretty sure he didn't have hockey. So I mean,
no, I don't think he did either.
Yeah, because if he had hockey, he would have killed Luffy.
Yeah.
Because his lightning would have been with hockey lightning, and it would have made him dead. Rubber wouldn't have worked.
I don't think he had hockey. It was pre-time skip before hockey was a thing.
So at most, he's just stronger than Ace. As far
a lot of people are stronger than Ace. Ace sucks.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying just because of his fruit.
I know I just pissed off a lot of One Piece fans, but I don't care.
I mean, realistically, he never had hockey that we know of. Okay.
I'm not a fan of Ace. I just think I was sad when he died, like the third time I watched it, just because like it meant a lot to Luffy. But like I don't really care for him as a character. I don't think he had too much development until after he died.
I enjoyed his character. He really changed. His development is still increasing as he's been dead for how many years has it been since he first died now? Like, Jesus. 2 years, and he's still got more development going on, but
we had the 2-year time skip, so it's been 2 years.
Like, unless the development says he had hockey, he is a lot weaker than a lot of people are now. Like, honestly, Luffy could probably one-shot him. Like, if he really had to fight him, he could knock his old brother out now. One shot.
Can we talk about how awesome Shinobu was in this chapter?
Shinobi?
Shinobu, the little ninja lady.
Oh yeah, I got
you. She impressed me seriously in this chapter. She took a shot from King, and came right back and rescued Momo anyway.
Yeah, which also kind of sells King as weaker or her stronger, depending on later.
I think she's underrated. Like, she has a really broken devil fruit.
I mean, realistically speaking, yeah. If it's like, hey, I can just control this 10,000 years now, like, boom, then it's like, that's dangerous.
Yeah, Tekken has a theory that she can only use it on objects, and I think that's probably true. But even then, that's still dangerous. Like, you have a sword. If she grabs your sword's going to decay into nothingness.
Yeah, I mean, of course, in a fight, it's hard to just dodge and then touch it, but, like, even then...
She is a ninja.
Yeah, she's a ninja, so, like, a samurai would have a hard time, but she's a ninja, so avoid and tap.
And even if she's not directly fighting them, if she catches them from behind...
She could try to be like Nenji.
King
Just
has
poke,
armor
poke,
on.
poke.
King has armor on. What happens if she touches that armor and deteriorates that armor around him?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We've already had hints that that King is a specific race we have not met yet, that Big Mom wants in her kingdom. So I think at some point that armor's coming off, and we're gonna find out what kind of race he is.
Yeah, I'm also really hype. Shinobi, if she can just get up there and help up with Kaido, because that looks like right there. Is that his club right there?
No, that is a giant holding a club.
Okay, so it's somebody else. But, like, if he switches over, because magically he has that's cool. But, like, if she shows up, that would be great. Because it could try to get in that club out of there, and then he has to either be in his dragon form or with his hands, which would help a lot of people.
I think his club is the same as a black sword. I think it's covered in hockey at all times. So I don't think it'll work. I don't think that ability would work with a hockey-covered object.
Yeah, there's a possibility, because that's life.
Yeah, hockey tends to
basically
make devil
force,
fruits non-existent.
Yeah, which would kind of mess her ability up. But I mean,
Also
if they can get a chance where they can get out of his hand for even half a second, and she taps it, it's gone, and that would help us all a lot. Unless it's the black sword version.
If Shinobi was the reason Kaido got defeated,
I would love it. I'm sorry, like, look, man, samurai have lost because of ninja before in history. In our world, go check it.
I wouldn't consider Kaido a samurai.
No, they're fighting against samurais. Why wouldn't you use your freaking ninja with you?
Something I didn't put in the notes for like topics for today. Something that I just remembered happened. We actually did get introduced to the first number, like visually, and they are interesting looking. I don't know if all of these guys are numbers or if it's just the one, because we only got introduced name wise to one in this chapter. Know what number he is.
Here's my phone.
I'm honestly kind of disappointed that there's a number there, because I thought that Usopp was going to be fighting all the numbers.
Yeah, that'd be kind of his thing. Like, he would randomly do that. Nangi.
It's even more unfair now to the numbers, because Captain God Usopp is just going to wipe them now because they don't have all of them.
Yeah, I mean Usopp, and now he's got his observation hockey. So, I mean, he doesn't really need much of anything else. Depending.
All right, it's number 2.
So that's number 2.
That's the number 2 number. Kind of weird looking.
Numbers Ni? That's Nanji. Nangi.
It says Ni right here on Google.
Well, you put N-E. N-A-N-G-I.
He says Nagi. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's just a sound.
You're right. My bad. That's my fault. I have the wrong opinion for a reason.
Yeah, fair enough. No. That's not. It's right here. Numbers right here. N-A-N-G-I. All right, well, we'll do that later. We'll put that in our comments.
We'll watch Tekken later, and he'll tell us.
He probably will, yeah. That's kind of he'll do that.
Is there anything else you want to talk about this chapter?
Well, I mean, all the way, right from the beginning. Sorry for the wait. Like, Dad of the Year, man. Like, he wasn't able to be around there. He wanted to, but he never got to because Big Mom's a terrible person.
This man is swimming through cannon fire of the Navy, trying to catch up to Gangbage's ship just to see his daughter.
And his grandson.
Like, that is the father of the year if I've ever seen one. He's definitely a better father than most shonen fathers. Freaking Goku is a terrible father, at least in my opinion. I know people argue, oh, he's not that bad, but he's still a pretty bad father. Gon's dad from Hunter x Hunter is a horrible father.
I mean, let's be honest now. If we bring them into America right now, you know what's going to happen? Child abuse. He was training him. He was beating the crap out of him during that chamber.
What's going to happen is
like,
they're going to be assaulted for being white.
Yeah, he's beating her up. He's getting assault. That he would be going to prison. I mean, not that we can actually keep him there. He'll just teleport or do what he wants. But, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, technically. It depends on what your concept of where you're putting it. In their world, apparently, they really don't care.
It also looks like we're getting Raizo versus Jack one-on-one with the Musketeers.
By the by, have you noticed that Kaido seems he's actually scared? Like, A lot of people have mentioned
I don't
this.
think
He looks like he's scared. No, go back.
He's
forward.
laughing, so I don't think he's scared.
He's laughing. He was scared, so he had to go get help.
He literally says, "Whoa, row, row, row." That's his laugh. He's laughing.
Yeah, that's him laughing, but he's laughing about that because usually that can kill them. Obviously, some people have mastered it, so they're not going to straight die. But go back over here. Before this fight, if you go to the right one more, he's over here. He's talking about the Sulongs, but that's when he's got them there to get the help. So he definitely didn't want to just get there. So he knows he's strong against the number of one against them, but when there's a bunch, he wants to use his numbers on numbers. So he ain't manliness.
We'll see how this goes.
His manliness is weak.
What are your predictions for the next chapter? Next chapter hits September 6th.
I mean, on the next one, it's guaranteed. It's got to have to mention something about Big Mom. I'm really hoping there because I need you to know that those bones are at Yonko level. All right, look at that. Go back up to that, and you can see he just chopped. So if she bleeds, it wasn't that chop. It ain't that bike. That was his sword. Oh wait, what's that look like right here? I see a little. Does that look like blood? Looks a little blood right there.
I'm pretty sure it's her hair.
Yeah, that might have just gotten burnt on her face.
And stuff.
Okay, if it's burnt, I can't say he did it, but he tried. He tried again, and he'll do it again too. Brooks will keep trying, and he'll try it again and again until he finally
wins. Do you
wins.
think we'll see any of Law or Zoro next chapter, or do you think we're going to stay on these people for a little while?
Zoro, I don't know. Do you think Zoro is needed right this moment? Like I'm a Zoro fan, but I'm not a fanboy to a high level. So I mean,
he's useful to have around.
He
we know
could be
he's
useful.
there. We just don't know what he's doing.
I mean, for all we know, he's just destroying people because he's good at cutting down a lot of people quick. So that would be good, getting rid of their minions.
I just want to see Beppo Sulong. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Beppo Sulong would be the greatest thing ever, and I would never need to read another One Piece chapter again, though I will.
You better. Or then we've made no point of even started this.
Other than that, I would love to see if what in the world Marco and Paris Sparrow are actually doing. It's something I really want to know what's going on with that. Because we saw Marco going towards the Paris Sparrow's shadow and and then next time we see them, they look like they're working together and heading towards the hall.
See, my biggest problem right here is Burf, but she's still smiling for Big Mom down here. See that? That worries me. Like, it seems like a bad thing.
She's smiling there.
Yeah, she's not smiling there, so I think she was not realizing what was happening, I guess.
All right, well, let's move on to the next.
So
manga.
now we're going to go bring into Boruto, of course, manga, not anime.
Yes, before you
Very
start
specific.
to hate, the manga is actually straight fire. If you have not read it, you need to read it. It's absolute fire.
Yes, and we're actually going to talk about right away.
Let's talk about the chapter first before we.
All right, well then bring over the chapter.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up the chapter. We're gonna talk about the chapter real quick before we talk about the ending, obviously.
Okay, fine. I mean, I'm hype about this. So I mean, like, realistically speaking, my whole plan, because I've been thinking about this a long time ago, because I know what he could or couldn't do for our current boss. I'm terrible at his name because he's an alien. I can say that he's an alien. Does it say his name? I'll put his name down. Let's say it. So we're just looking for his name specifically, right here. So as they're fighting with.
So the basic gist of the chapter is Naruto is now fighting. I don't even know what his freaking name is. I just know that.
If you watched all of Naruto, it was. I just call her their mom of
I want
chakra.
to keep calling him Jigen, even though it's not Jigen anymore.
Yeah.
Ishiki, that's his name. I'm pretty sure it's Ishiki. Let me Google it.
Well, no, hold on. It's got you right
part
there.
out.
That's her. They were talking about her. But no, we just go with Jugen or whatever his name is. I guess it is. Never mind. You were right.
Yes, Ishiki.
Ishiki Otosuki.
Yep.
But the other Otosuki, which I have things to poke holes in that later, but we'll get to that later. But my whole plan was earlier. I noticed that he could shrink things that are just objects only. Before this came in, I was very like, why can't you just toss? You did this before, way back in Naruto. Just turn people into chakra and just toss stuff at him. It'll annoy him and it'll make it a lot harder for him to do things. Just put bodies in the way. So Sasuke jumps in on the fight after Naruto's getting beaten around again, and then he just tells him we're going to throw a lot of shuriken. Then he transforms Boruto into one, and that was in his sword that it looked like, and he threw that at him just so he could teleport him over to it seems like it's the same world that they were fighting, or it could be any
Yeah, it
worse.
looks very similar to the place they beat Boro. I think his name is Boro, whatever his freaking name was.
Yeah, it looks like he went there, the same place where they had to pick him up from, where Naruto was stuck at. So from there, that's where they get into there, and that's pretty much the end of it, honestly. There's no more fighting there. It's when they're talking. Here's an important thing, though, is he really had something for that headband that Boruto really liked, that of Sasuke's old headband. And I get that it's kind of his master now, or his teacher. I mean, what could this be about that? Because, like, is he going to abandon because the line through it just means you are banned or you are gone.
Well, it's Sasuke's headband. It's
his old one.
He doesn't wear anymore.
Well, he doesn't because he doesn't need to.
Yeah, he's Sasuke. He tries to flex on people.
Well, he's not a ninja anymore. I think I haven't fully gotten the information from it, but it seems
he's a ninja.
like
he's basically the Anbu Black Ops of the Leaf now.
Yeah, he is the king of it all. It seems like he's the
Danzo without being a douchebag.
Yeah, he's good Danzo. Danzo if he wasn't a dick.
But all right, what are your predictions for this fight? Do you think who do you think will die, if anybody?
I think because here's the thing though, any of those three except Boruto can die right now, because Naruto can't teleport, so that doesn't proof that he goes there. But at the same time, with some good effort onto it, Boruto can get him out of there himself. So it could be literally just his dad and Sasuke died there.
You think they're both going to die in this fight?
It's a possibility. I think the most likely person to die would be Naruto. Naruto is willing to sacrifice himself at any point because he is a Hokage. He has been acting Hokage all the way since when it was Naruto during the Pain arc. So this is just another act of him being the Hokage. Sasuke has things he has to do. He does not seem like he's ready to die, honestly.
I have my own thoughts on this. First of all, I think that the scientist guy that they captured from Kara, I think he's going to do something to betray the Leaf. I think because he's down there with Kawaki, Sai, and I think Shikamaru. And they're all, he's like, oh, well, let me come down to the bunker with you guys. So what I think is going to happen, I agree with you. I think Naruto is probably going to die in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Sasuke is going to die because we're really getting close, I think, to the time skip. I really think that something's going to happen in this fight that's going to spur on the time skip, because if you go back to chapter 1 of Boruto and you look at the pages, you see that he has on Sasuke's headband when he's older, but it's got an extra mark in it, and he's got a scar over his eye.
So this is where he gets cut in his eye.
Clearly he has possession of Sasuke's headband at some point after the time skip. So my thought process is that the scientist guy from Kara is going to do something to help Jigen get Kawaki's body, and Naruto's going to die, and Sasuke is going to take Boruto away, and basically, I don't know if he's going to cure him of the karma. I think it's a possibility that he might, or he could teach him how to control it. But I think that Sasuke is going to take Boruto away while Jigen wins, or Ishiki, whatever his name is, and then there's going to be a time skip where Sasuke is training Boruto to be able to try to take on Ishiki and prevent him from doing whatever his master plan is. I forget what his plan is. And that's going to lead to the events.
Take all the chakra, leave it that's desolated.
That's going to lead to the plan. That's going to lead to what we see in the
other worlds that they've been at. Is just they've already taken all the chakra. The only thing that's left is the 10 Tails beast. That's the only thing that's left on the world. That's all they're leaving.
What we know is going to happen is we know that Kawaki's going to get karma again. We know Boruto's going to get a scar on his eye, and we know he's going to get a slash mark on the headband he's currently wearing in the newest chapter.
But the real question is who would get controlled first? That's the real question.
That's a question, and the other question is where's Sarada?
Yeah, I mean she's kind of better fighter than both of them overall.
You would think she would be involved in that fight somewhere somehow, but we don't see her.
And if she finds out that her dad dies, she seems like she's kind of a daddy boy, so I think she would have enough to get pretty far in there. Yep, there we go. So that, I mean, I'm not seeing it, but she already could have been lost at this point in the fight, because they are good fighting.
Or because she could be off with Mitsuki fighting somebody else from Kara.
Yeah, because there were others and they're not all dead yet. they were being resurrected, or I mean, is it really? Are they really dead, or are they just getting
resurrected?
Nope. I'm talking about like if I heal you and you get heal points each turn. Regenerating. Thank you. Regenerating slow as they're doing that, because that was weak. I don't know if they're dead or not, but any one of them could back. And this is the thing though, like it's like, can't believe you went this far, Kawaki. I'll send you where I sent the 7th Hokage, Boruto. So there's the thing, like that sounds like he was fully taken over, but at the same time, that's still that like everybody, right, the first thing I want to say is like, yeah, that means like he should be the bad guy. Now that we've seen what he's done, who's right and who's wrong? Who's controlled and who's not? Because each one of those, your flash drives in, they're going to take control of you and use you as they're the parasite just taking control of your body.
Something I kind of noticed with the dialogue, with Ishiki, Ishiki doesn't tend to call people by their names, and they both call each other by their names. So it seems to me like Kawaki and Boruto are both in control of themselves. Maybe Kawaki gives himself over at some point and uses his power kind of like Boruto's been using Momoshiki's. Because it's weird he'd call him Boruto rather than like son of the 7th Hokage or something. Because Ishiki's been like calling people by their titles rather than their names.
Yeah.
Thus far, all of his appearances.
But for him, he's nothing. Like Kawakai, he has nothing to do. His father was. We've seen all his backstory at this point. If you've continued, so he didn't really have anything. He was sold to the alien basically. Mm-hmm. So you can't say, oh, he's the 7th of blah 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 blah. He said his name, but he said Boruto. Boruto will be the son of the 7th Hokage, and that gives some hints there. So I think that Kawaka might be in control, or they both could be, and they're just trying to figure out where. There's 1,000 different things they could be doing here, honestly.
All I know is I'm absolutely ready for Momoshiki versus Ishiki.
No, Boruto's little sister is going to be the real winner here, and she's just going to beat them both up.
She'll be Hokage.
He'll be after her teammate. Sarda. She's going to be. She dreams to be Hokage, so I want her to be Hokage. That's cool. And then his little sister is going to do that.
I want to know what this transformation is that Boruto has.
Because this is new.
I'm wondering if it's either going to be the same Aijutsu that he has in the anime that they haven't introduced in the manga yet, or it's going to be part of the karma, I think.
It could be either or both, honestly, because we know his mom, so he could have
Here's the theory. What if he took one of Sasuke's Rinnegan?
He could have.
It's like the Rinnegan starting. It's not like fully active yet.
Yeah.
If Sasuke's dead, why wouldn't he take the Rinnegan?
I mean, real talk, if he's my teacher and he's dying... Like, if I'm your teacher and I am dying, there's no way getting around that, then I would tell you to take my Rinnegan.
And it definitely looks like with that scar that he would have lost an eye.
Yeah,
it's very similar to Kakashi's, and where Kakashi lost his eye.
Yeah, so I think he could have gotten a new one. So that shows. And, I mean, Rinnegan, it all depends on how you do it.
As long as it's not Hinata's eye, I'm good. You leave Hinata alone.
Yeah, like...
That one's been through enough.
She's even died before it even came to Boruto and had to get resurrected already. All right, so leave her be. Leave all of her age.
Yeah, leave her and her daughter alone. This isn't their battle.
Exactly. But I mean, that could technically, because he has the Rinnegan. You can get that from either side. You can either become you could be from the Sasuke's clan, or you could have from Hinata's. So either I could get it, because that's how it eventually came from. Rinnegan, you go left and go right. It's one way or the other. So technically, we've seen that Sasuke came up to Rinnegan, or you could be a weird one like Pain, or, because I'm sure he's about to say his name, that actually had the Rinnegan.
Nagato, you mean?
Yes, Nagato. He just is a negative. Like, we were not sure like how he got it. I'm not really fully sure about that. I don't think he had the bloodline. I think it's just a negative.
I think the common theory is that he was an Uzumaki, and that's how he had the bloodline for it.
It could have been. I mean, he had the right hair color too. Same color as Naruto's mom, so which would also increase the chance that he could get Rinnegan and use it.
But do you think Amato, the scientist guy, do you think he's planning something, or do you think he's actually
also,
on their side?
Hold on, right on the left side. Is it his right side or his left side that Sasuke had his Rinnegan?
Sasuke has it on, I believe, his right side.
Right side? Then yeah, that would perfectly make sense for it. But over here, that looks like Byakugan over here is being used. That one looks like it's trying to do more.
That'd be kind of cool if you had a Byakugan, Rinnegan, like, combo.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty powerful. Like, you can see everything that you're supposed to see. And then some. So that'd be pretty nasty.
It is interesting that he said he's going to end the Age of Shinobi. That's another thing that Ishiki wouldn't care about. So I definitely think Kawaki's in control. Maybe he overpowers him. Maybe he overpowers Ishiki and like uses him.
And maybe he's just tired of this ninja thing because honestly, let's be honest, like the peace right now is because of Naruto, Gaara, and the other Kage. They're all best friends of their alliance over Akatsuki. So if you really think about it, after them, that's not going to be guaranteed anymore. You know what I mean? It's guaranteed when Naruto and his best friends are alive, peace is guaranteed. You can't force them because they're all powerful enough to destroy you all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you think you can do something, they'll at least send a message before they can actually be killed. So you'll be known ahead of time, and then the other four are going to stop that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. But now after they're gone, I mean, at that point, we need the Age of Shinobi to be gone because then we can try different things.
Maybe.
To try to unify all the worlds.
I mean, this is still Naruto. We're talking about Naruto universe.
Yeah, it's very difficult to understand because it's not just this village. This village is under the land of fire, which the Hokage is not the actual owner of the land he's at.
Mm.
They're basically just renting this place to be on this village to do their job.
All right, well, which chapter do you think was better this week, One Piece or Boruto?
I'm going to go ahead and say One Piece, of course.
I agree with you. I think One Piece was better this week. I love the Boruto chapter, but getting Sanji back into the story and getting the whole stuff with Nami and Big Mom, I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I when I read Boruto, overall Boruto, I'm not sleeping on it, but it's just usually not as good as One Piece. Very rarely.
Well, what manga is as good as One Piece besides Attack on Titan, which you haven't read?
I know the time now. So many people are gonna love a Nazi soon, and that's gonna be funny to watch. And everybody's streaming that. I'm gonna love it. And I'm just gonna make laughing comments on everyone that I can.
All right, well, next week we'll be back with another episode, hopefully next Sunday. If it's not Sunday, we'll try to get it out on Monday or Tuesday. That's typically when Alex is able to be available for the podcast. If you guys have any other manga and Shonen Jump you'd like us to review, let us know, and we'll do like 5 chapters a week to review. Though Alex kind of can't contain himself sometimes to 5 chapters.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
Sometimes he'll read 5 chapters, and he's like, I read 15, or I'll read 50.
Or now I'm done the whole entire chapter. Give me a week. We
were watching the Tower of God anime, and he's like, I'm just going to go read the manga too. Like, no, we're supposed to be watching it together. I'm going to read the manga and catch up. No, we're supposed to be watching it together, Alex.
And then I was already part of the second season, and it happened. I also like isekai, so hey, if you guys can throw some comments that you want some isekai on here, let it know so we can force this guy over here, the wrong opinion over here, to have to go through isekai because he's not a big fan of it. As you can see, I'm isekai Alex, so of course I love it. If you give me terrible ones, I will tell you though. During the podcast, I will tell you why I don't like it, why it is trash, and why I will finish it, but I am not going to reread or rewatch it.
My only stipulation is no Sora Online because Kirito is garbage.
We will be nice to leave that for him.
And Konosuba I'm already watching, so no need to recommend that.
Well, I mean, we gotta get you on the manga.
I like the anime because it's the voice acting.
It is. It's amazing. All right, well, you guys have an amazing time. Isekai Alex is signing off.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.